Sláinte, happy Sunday. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm really excited about the blind flight today. If you are a member, a paid member of my Patreon, go to the Patreon. I have sent in the answer key. So you'll get to see what they are drinking right along with us. Before we get started, also, I have a link pinned in here at the top. For those of you who follow, I was just honored to be nominated again for the Irish Whiskey Industry Awards. I was nominated for Independent Brand Ambassador of the Year and Most Inspiring Female in the Irish Whiskey Industry. If you would like, I would very much appreciate your vote. I've been nominated before, haven't really campaigned before, so this time I'm kind of throwing it out there to everybody. Would love to have your vote. You have up until July 2nd to register the votes. So I'm going to keep that link pinned up there. Let's say hi to some people. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Let me know what you have in your glass. I'm starting with, what did I pour? Jameson. I am starting with Jameson Distillery Edition because I did not want to open a new bottle of Redbreast. So we have Toropoto Livin'. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us. Eric Gunderson. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Eric. Liz B, cheers, and let's vote for Stacy. Thank you, Liz. First whiskey of the day. Dave Vogel saying cheers, Stacy. Cheers to you, Dave. We got Peter White. Cheers, all. Cheers to you, Peter. Let's see if I got everybody. It did a jump. Hey, Declan. Declan Boyle, how are you doing? Hello, everyone. Douglas Papa, cheers, all. Cheers to you, Douglas. Bourbon Hunter Lee, cheers, Lee. How are you doing? We got Taste and Sensibility. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you. Gandy Road. Cheers, Stacy and everybody. Cheers to you, Gandy. Hopefully you're getting a little better weather than we are here in Central Ohio. We got some storms moving in. They only let you vote once. Yeah, you can only vote once per email address. I don't think it registers your actual IP. I think if you log out and log into a different account, I think you can vote again. Oh, thank you guys. I'm going to keep the link pinned up there. Hey, cheers, Livewire Whiskey. Good to see it. Let me know if you guys are going live tonight. I looked for a thumbnail about an hour ago. I didn't see one. Cheers, Tom. Vote early, vote often. My votes can be bought for drams. Cheers, Tom. Cheers. It's good to see you. You're drinking the Writer's Cheers Tequila Cask. I have not had that. I've never been a big tequila cask fan in general. We got Miracle Martinez. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us. Think I got everybody. And yeah. Okay. Oh, I tried to say you already responded. Okay. Yeah, it might only let you. Yes, you are going live. Sweet. Drop your link in here for your live tonight so everybody can jump over to you guys. All right. Help me welcome my guests. I was really excited. They sent me some wonderful Irish whiskey a while back. I was really excited to share the favor and send them a blind flight. So please help me welcome Laura and Troy from Baker Drinks. Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going. It's been a busy weekend.
Well, I just voted for you, so hopefully that helps.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have until the 2nd, you said?
Yes, it throws people off because in Europe they use day, month, year, not month, day. So it looks like 2/7 instead of 7/2.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, when somebody first looked and like it's already expired. Why'd they send out? No, it hadn't yet. That takes some getting used to.
Yes, the rest of the world's a little different than us.
Yeah. It takes some getting used to. Definitely. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm excited for this flight because we kind of cheated and did a little sniffing around, and they all smell very different from each other.
They are very different.
Crazy different.
They are. So the theme of this flight is the little guys. So I wanted to send you guys something completely different. So you have 5 different whiskeys. They are from some of the smaller distilleries in Ireland, some whiskey bonders. None of the releases is more than 7 months old. So they're all also very new whiskeys.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's
So we can get started. They range in age also from 5 years and up.
Okay.
I think are they all blends? They might all be blends actually.
All right.
Holy crap. Yeah, I sent you all blends. Didn't even notice that. Okay. So we can start with number 1.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Ben. Cheers from Total Wine. There is the link live tonight. We will wrap up here. And before you catch Livewire, Cast 529 will be going live at 8 o'clock tonight. Stuff and Whiskey is also going live at 8 o'clock. And I
Busy
think
day.
Kilco is probably streaming at 7 like usual. But we'll be wrapped up in time for you guys to catch those streams. I usually only keep you guys like an hour.
This is kind of salty smelling.
I
Brian,
do not get salt on this one.
smells like the ocean to me.
a little smoky.
Yeah, with a campfire, like someone's got a campfire on the beach.
Yes, smoky, a little smoky. I could get. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's Slancha.
To you.
This is one I've got on the shelf, and honestly, kind of forgot I had it.
Or maybe we're whispering, Lisby. That could be a possibility as well. Maybe we'll talk a little louder.
Turn up the gain on our mic too.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I just raised it as loud on my end as I could. Thank you, Liz.
We have a tendency to be quieter than everyone else, so I think we just talk quiet. Get closer to the microphone.
I know I'm always trying to edge mine closer, and I try to set it just for straight and try not to turn around and talk back here, because then you can hear the dogs rustling around downstairs.
So that ocean note that I got on the nose did not transfer to the palate.
No? Okay.
No.
I don't know about this one. For me,
It,
it's really drying.
I could definitely see that. So I think all of these are actually finished. Yeah, every one of them is finished.
Yeah. Thirsty.
This one also is one of the newest releases.
Okay.
Yeah.
it has kind of a nice, almost like an apple juice kind of vibe hiding in that smoke. And it's not like peat smoke, guys. This is more like campfire smoke.
Yeah. It's very lightly. Very
Yeah,
light smoke.
very just a kiss of it.
Yeah. Hey, Josh Fritz. Good evening. Cheers all. Good evening to you, Josh. Good evening, David Tanko. How are you doing? Sean Holtgrove. Sup, dudes? Sup, Sean? This one I don't get apple as much as I get berries.
Okay, I can appreciate that. It's kind of got a little funk to it. Do you know
It
the
does have a
Whiskey
little
Shaman?
funk to it.
Do you know the Whiskey Shaman?
Yes.
So he sent us a sample of a reactor whiskey from, I believe, Denmark. And it was aged 10 days in a reactor. And it has the same, like a similar nose and that funk note to it.
Like aged, like a nuclear reactor.
Yes.
And they sell it and people want to drink it.
And we drink it, so we're
Oh,
soon
you're-
to die, I guess.
You get x-rays, so you're probably fine. You're probably fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it was safe.
Yeah.
They're well regulated in Denmark, right?
Are we going by the Patreon list in order? Yes. Yes, sir, Tom.
No spoilers in the chat.
Yeah, Tom is in the Patreon, so he'll get to see what you're drinking while we're drinking along. And I know Tom has several of these. Hey, David, just got home from New Riff, picked up my Decades. I love New Riff. It's only an hour and a half for me, and I really need to visit more often. Hey, Chris Jenkins. Cheers, Stacy and Troy and Laura and chat.
Hey, Chris.
Nuclear whiskey. Yeah. Little Powers Rye. Hey, cheers, silly Yorkie whiskey for me. Cheers to you. Hey, California Scotty, CA Scotty. Cheers, everyone. On mobile at the airport. Try to follow for a while. Hit that like. Thank you, Scotty. I hope you are going somewhere fun.
I think he's just coming back from a 2-week cruise.
Oh, you're coming back from somewhere fun.
He's heading to work tomorrow, I think.
Hey, cheers. I like bourbon a lot. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us. So number one, I can tell you, is 4 to 5 years old.
Okay.
So it is on the younger side.
All right. Well, so far it's in first place.
There you go.
1 for 1. All right, number 2.
I need some water. What?
A vastly different nose.
Vastly different. It is finished in 2 different types of casks.
Okay.
This is another blend.
It's a lot sweeter on the nose.
It is.
Still trying to get one off my palate.
And I really like the nose on this one.
Oh, well, cheers to you. Thank you. I'm glad you're joining us. As you
Yeah,
can
we-
see, I'm a
we
bit of a fan of Irish whiskey.
A bit.
Yeah, I think I'm up to
Posted in
4.
we posted on our Patreon that we were going to be here. So,
And on our page.
and on our page. So I see a lot of our patrons are showing up here.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you guys so
awesome.
much.
Thank you. That's awesome. Well, welcome, everybody. If you ever have any questions about Irish whiskey, I am happy to help.
Yes, I think you know more than most people in the world, probably.
I've already talked to people in Ireland today. Do a lot. Hey, cheers, Larry 3R. It's good to see you again. Yeah, I was telling Troy and Laura, one of the whiskeys they're going to be drinking, the second in the series, actually released early this morning. And I'd actually had already had my coffee and breakfast and was kind of lounging on the couch, kind of starting to doze off. And a friend of mine, I heard my phone buzz and she texted me, "Hey, you saw the email, right? About the second release that's going to be in like a half hour." Yeah, I'm up now. Okay. I hadn't intended on buying whiskey today, but here we are. So, oh, Tom, did you miss out on it? So the release today was just for the enthusiast group. So there's still going to be a regular release on the 7th of July. So you still have a shot at getting one.
This
All
one
right.
is very fruity, and
Yes.
it's almost like the syrup inside of, like if you had like canned fruit, whatever. I can't think of what fruit
Like
it
a
is.
fruit cocktail.
Like a fruit cocktail?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
the
syrup.
the nectar.
Yeah, it's very sweet and fruity. And
This
enjoy
reminds
it.
me almost like a sponge cake if you poured like that syrup over top. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very good. That moved into the lead for me.
Mm-hmm. It's thick too. It's got a nice viscosity.
It does have a good mouthfeel. It's a lot richer.
Yes, that's definitely more my thing right there.
That's more your jam, number 2.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's delicious.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of some of the Japanese whiskeys we've had, like the Yamazaki.
I can see that.
It's,
Yeah, I could see that. Number 2 I've given it to Scotch drinkers. They've really enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I think that's one that anybody that enjoys like good world single malts or single grains would really enjoy.
Yeah. Beth says our 2 stacks double barrel single grain and first cut signature. Skip the signature. You'd always get the cast strength. I like the double barrel single grain now. It's actually single grain double barrel. I like that one. You can also get that in cans. Crazy enough. Hey, Mark, thank you. It's good to see you, Northwest Bourbon.
I have seen they come in like little cans, right?
Yeah, the dram in a can.
A dram, yeah.
These.
Those are so awesome.
So it's over here we get the regular ones, but over there they even put 21-year-old whiskey in a can.
Wow. That is so awesome. I wish more brands did that. You could try more stuff.
Yeah, I actually my last Patreon giveaway, which Bourbon School won, was the latest release from 2 Stacks came with a bottle, and I'm like rushing through ordering. So I didn't even realize I got it at first, and it was the bottle and the can combo. So since I already had the bottle, I gave away the can to a Patreon, and he was the winner. So he got to try whiskey that was a week old. The release is a week old, straight out of Ireland.
Wow.
Yeah, there's definitely not a whole lot of choices in our area at the liquor store. I'm sure there's a lot more in Ohio because you've helped bring them, but
we didn't used to have them. We didn't used to, and a couple years ago, the state brought in 26 new brands. Now the downside to that is we are completely saturated with Irish whiskey, and we're close to Kentucky. We're a bourbon state. Now, people bought them when they first released, and people always buy a ton, like between Christmas and March, but it's hard to get it sold the rest of the year. And so, some brands are wanting to bring whiskey in, like Clonakilty would love to bring their single pot still in, but the state says, we've got enough right now. We're not bringing anything else in. So fortunately, until we buy some more. So if you're in Ohio, buy some Irish whiskey, please. As soon as we clear some space, then yeah, we'll get some more in. But those cans would be perfect for my lunchbox. They're awesome. We've taken them. We do Irish river bowling. We've taken them there. We take them camping. You take them out on a boat. It's really convenient. Tailgating.
Yeah, then you
don't have like 3 ounces.
To worry about. Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, they just came up with a lid for the can too. If you ever don't finish it, and I'm like, who doesn't finish it? But
it's not that big.
Oh, you don't see the cans in New York? Yeah, New York has them. I could tell you Party Source in Newport, Kentucky, next to New Riff, they have them.
Yeah, they have them at Total Wine here. So
yeah,
if he's out of Total Wine, I would think that they would have them.
I bet they do. Yeah, they should be pretty widely
available.
The canned
cocktail area. I bet they're
hidden in a strange space.
They're mislabeled in the canned cocktail area.
Okay. Yeah, they might stick them in that area, not realizing that they're not cocktails. They are foolproof. They're 43% alcohol whiskey. Yeah. And they're pretty good.
I've seen them in quite a few places. They're like one of those things where they never know where to put it. And so they've been in the canned cocktails. They've been in the Irish whiskey.
And they're such a good deal. I mean, here they're only like $22 for 4 cans.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you paying for? So the spots have gone up in price. I mean, I've seen it as high as like $75, $80. I wouldn't pay that. I mean, if you could find it for like 65. Yes, they are coming up with a little like lid that it's like a rubber lid that you could put on your dram in a can.
I like that.
I think we have those kind of things. The little mini disc. Remember? They're like
they go
hoppers.
From when we played disc golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were to cover beers.
Oh yeah, New York. I know that they've got them in New York somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find out where. What's a good beginner Irish whiskey? I always recommend, it depends on what you're wanting to spend, first of all. I recommend Powers Gold Label's a really good one. It's a nice comparable whiskey to Jameson, to Tullamore, but you get a little bit higher ABV because it's 43%, which ironically in Ireland, they only get 40% with their Powers Gold Label. So we get a higher ABV than they do.
I was surprised you didn't say proper 12 apple.
Although I will say the apple is at least palatable because it masks the entire flavor of the proper 12. Hey, Benjamin Hunter, it's good to see you. You've got your rubber lids for your soft pup food. Yeah, they're kind of like that, but since the Dramamine cans are smaller, they're just a smaller. Oh, you've seen it for 70. You know, if I didn't have one, if I was running out, I'd probably buy one, but then I'd see if I could find it elsewhere cheaper.
Yeah, they're probably closer to 100 here.
The
Green Spot.
Good Lord.
Maybe after tax.
Just the regular Green Spot, I feel, is around 60, but then you add 21% tax onto that.
Good Lord.
The two finished versions of the Green Spot.
Oh, the layable bar. Well, there's
really
three.
expensive.
You're probably seeing the Montelena and the layable Barton.
Yes.
Yeah, the Quail Skate. There's Quail Skate too, but I haven't seen a whole lot of that.
Okay. Yeah, those get spendy.
Yeah, I love the layable Barton. My husband knows I have a backup of that one. I freaking love that one. Hey, cheers, Mr. Richie Z.
Good to know.
Somebody fixed the name issue. I think StreamYard or YouTube fixed the name issue. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, it must have just been only our stream yesterday. We somehow got all screwed up.
Yeah.
Now it's fixed.
Oh, you found the 2 stacks in the mini section with the little bottles. Yeah, they stick them in there, not realizing that they are not a cocktail. They're a full like ABV, like what was it? 86 proof liquor in 3 ounces. So, oh, yours is showing correctly, but you weren't a subscriber until just a few minutes ago. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't seen the issue today, and your stream was the first I've seen it, and I was a little worried. Oh, you said the names haven't changed on all the channels yet. Okay, so some people still might be having issues. Hey, Donner. Oh, I didn't know Roy was live. Okay. Well, tell Roy I said hi. I haven't talked to him forever. Hey, cheers, Big Vic.
What's up,
It's
Vic?
good to see you. It's good to see you. Oh, there you go. New Hampshire Green Spot, $60. That's a deal right there. He Major Zero. The names are still wrong. Okay, well, whatever I did to make the YouTube guys happy.
Yeah, you must just
I
have the
appreciate
power
it.
to make
Yeah.
it right.
Oh, thank you. All right, number 3.
So this one gets a little darker in color than the
It
first
is
two.
darker.
It has
It's a different
more
finish
of
than the first 2.
Okay.
I feel like it has more of the bourbon notes that I'm used to with it. There's a lot of the vanilla and oak.
Oh, it is very vanilla. Like,
But then there's a sour, like, I don't know what the sour grape, sour something.
I do get kind of like a raisin or fig.
oh, that's good.
That reminds me of some of the scotches we have. It does have this tartness to it. But I like
That
it.
would make sense. So this one is a blend. But it is I think it's a blend. It is a blend of malt.
Okay.
So up until this point, you've had different types of Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey can be made up of single pot still, single grain, or single malt. And up until this point, you've had different combinations of that. This one is just the malt.
Okay.
But I believe it's the malt. I believe it's malt from 2 different distilleries. I lost the little tag that was on there that told me.
Yeah, I don't. It makes like the back of my my tongue into my throat, kind of like water, I guess. I think it's tart part of it.
Makes my tongue really happy.
Well, that too. I do enjoy it.
So if you want to guess the ABV on any of these two, I will tell you if you're right.
I've been real bad at guessing that kind of stuff lately, so I don't know that I want to.
That's all right. Last time I was on Hello Again Whiskey Friends, they sent me a sample and I guessed it was low proof. And my husband guessed it was low proof, and I think it was like 130.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, that does not drink like it's 130. That drinks way too easy to be that high proof.
Yeah, this one's got a little bit of heat that's very late.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I want to guess the proof and make a fool of myself.
We've been real off. So we constantly are like guessing.
Your notes are actually
Lately-
spot on with the vanilla and the kind of grapes and yeah.
Good.
Scotchy.
There's a positive. There's a positive. Yeah, it's really interesting. There's a lot. It feels like there's a lot going on with it.
I can tell you that of all of your samples that I sent you also, the lowest proof is 100 proof.
Oh, okay.
So they're all a little higher.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that we have a lot of higher proof Irish. I mean, we don't have that many Irish whiskeys to begin with, but
the Redbreast 12 cask strength is probably the hottest we've got. But I feel like some of them hover right around 100.
There's a lot more cask strength Irish in the U.S. now than there have been in years past. If you're only getting like the big major brands in your area, you're probably not going to find them. But you know, if you are in a state where you can have things delivered, if you're traveling, a lot of states like where we have single casks, and they're doing a lot of Irish single casks in the States, and those are always higher proof. So I've got a couple that are 130 proof, 120 some proof. So
yeah, I feel like that would appeal to more bourbon drinkers and sell better.
it does. I always try to share the higher proof stuff with my bourbon drinking friends because which I actually myself am starting to enjoy more because you guys all share more bourbon and more different whiskey with me, and I don't really have that much on my shelf now. That's just 80 proof. It's getting harder to find. Scotty says I'm behind on live. I complain about the lack of breadth at Irish. I can find, but can pick up standard green spot for 55, yellow for 99, and blue for 129. Yeah, that's some. Yeah,
I think I just saw a blue spot for $300 the other day.
oh yeah, it's up a little bit here.
Yeah.
There are some whiskeys. Red Spot is one of them. So the spots they tend to. Irish distillers has make it a little bit of a gap in their portfolio. So they've got, the Powers line is still priced pretty reasonably, and Redbreast is in the middle. But although Redbreast, some of their releases have been getting crazy, and then the spots are absolutely ridiculous. So if you're in a state where you could get things delivered, you could order a bottle of Red Spot from Ireland, have it delivered to your house here, cheaper than I could go down to my local store and buy it. Which is crazy.
Insane.
That's crazy. It's 200 here on sale, and that's crazy.
That's really good to know, though.
Yeah. I guess I hadn't thought of ordering Irish because I guess I just don't know enough about it to know what to order. But
if you're not in a control state, then you can order stuff.
We can have all kinds of stuff delivered to us, so that's definitely not a problem for delivery. But I would be interested in the Redbreast, the newest couple of releases, but they're so expensive here that I'm I'm not interested. I'm not that interested with the 150 plus tax.
Yeah. The Missouri Oak, which is, you can't see it. It's right there. It is 200 here. I think it's not worth 200. It's really, really good. It was one of my top picks of last year. It's really good. But I found it, a friend of mine found it in another state for 130.
Wow.
So it was Whiskey Shaman?
The Kentucky Oak was good. I'm sure that one's good as well. Is it better than the Kentucky Oak one?
For me, yes, I didn't like the Kentucky Oak.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's not that I didn't like it. I was let down. It was okay.
Yeah.
I wanted a little more out of it. Missouri Oak's really, really good. Really good.
Okay. Yeah, Shaman, we were just talking about you. I compared sample 1 to the reactor whiskey.
He was telling us about the nuclear whiskey. Yes, silly Yorkie whiskey for me. If you are in I am in a control state. If you are in a state that is not an ABC state, you cannot do it in Ohio. But you can order whiskey and they'll ship it right to your doorstep, and actually you could probably get it quicker from there than if you're on the East Coast, quicker than you get something from California, probably. There are also places, Folsom Wine and Spirits in the US, that actually has a lot of the releases from Ireland
Oh, okay.
for pretty much the same price. So there are options.
Write
Yeah.
that in your notebook there, Troy.
You said Folsom?
Folsom Wine and Spirits. Yeah. They carry a lot of the colognes, a lot of the 2-stacks, the blue spots, things like. Now their blue spots are a little higher price, but the rest of that stuff is just all US MSRP, and I think their shipping is reasonable.
That's great.
Hey, Kilko. Hey, there's Richie Z. Cheers, Stacy, Troy, Laura, Whiskey Friends. Cheers, Richie. Good to see you. Kilko Mental Musings. Kilko, it's good to see you. How you doing? Thank
Are
you.
you voting again?
Thank you, Whiskey Shaman.
I will later. I just gotta
Yeah.
save the link.
Whiskey Shaman, you're a mod, right? I'm almost positive I've got you as a mod. Yes, you are. Okay. Making sure. I try to make all the channels mods so you guys can share each other's links.
Yeah.
Professor
And
Rusty's
Stacey.
Workshop. Cheers, folks. Cheers to you. It's good to see you. I've had Irish whiskey shipped directly from Mitchell and Son. Yes, Eric Anderson. I have as well, to my friend in New York. And Mitchell and Son is just heads up, is the absolute worst about shipping. They are crazy expensive. They make money off you.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah. But you can get your gold spot, you can get your blue spots, and hey, Em, some of my favorite people all together. Cheers to you, Emily. It's good to see you.
Yeah, cheers.
All right,
Lots of new people
sample.
have showed up here, Stacy. You should mention your the voting again.
Oh yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. So you guys will see a link pinned in the top of the chat. I am very honored that I was nominated again for the Irish Whiskey Industry Awards. So I received a nomination again for Brand Ambassador of the Year, and also a nomination for Most Inspiring Female in the Irish Whiskey Industry. So if you would like to vote for me, I'd very much appreciate your vote. The link is in pinned at the top of the channel. You can only vote one time, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm always I'm floored because I'm one of, I think, only 2 Americans that were nominated, and it's always kind of a little bit of a shock to that. But they all, I mean, everybody in Ireland knows who I am. I talk to them all friggin' time. But I'm floored to have been nominated. You know, this is the 3rd year for Independent Brand Ambassador of the Year. So
It's super cool.
I am honestly speechless. I'm so touched. Oh, thank you, Em.
Yes, and the nice thing is you don't have to vote for everything. You can just scroll down.
Yeah,
to those
you can. You do not have to
two
vote for
sections,
everything.
vote
if
for
you
her,
don't.
skip everything
Yeah.
else because I don't know anything about
did, 'cause obviously
bars
I
in
know
Ireland.
everybody,
So
Yeah, you can just vote, scroll down through, vote for me, and peace out. But thank you, Richie. I have not actually, and I've been nominated before, and I haven't campaigned. And this year, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get the word out with everybody. All
yeah,
right,
I mean, I
sample.
hope you win.
Oh,
Hope you
thank
win.
you.
I wish we
It's
would
a
have
stiff
known last night.
competition.
We could have put it out on our live stream too.
it's some pretty stiff competition. And there's honestly some people that are nominated that I am just in awe of and really truly respect. So just to be in the same category as them is honestly, I'm winning right there just to be considered in the same category as them. But still would like I would take the win. If I get the win, I definitely take it.
Absolutely.
But I'm still thrilled just to be nominated. All right, number 4. And if you're going to be in Ireland here next month, and you're going to be near Belfast, make sure you check out Belfast Whiskey Week. It's going to be the 3rd week in August, or 3rd week in July, sorry. God, we're already almost in July.
I know, it seems crazy. I want the summer to last a long time, so July hopefully will go by real slow.
Yeah, I want the summer to last, but I'm okay with the weather taking a break because we've had a record heat wave here for like the last week and a half, and I'm over it. Oh, you're welcome. So Folsom is 2.5 hours from you and close to where you used to live. And I think they do actually have a physical shop you can go in. And they have bourbon too.
Okay, this one's kind of a shock to the nose here. So it's definitely got some peat to it. It
does.
also, but if you like get past that, it smells more like.
And that's why I asked. I always try to ask, like, are you okay with peat?
Yes.
Because-
Oh yeah, we're okay. But
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
unknowingly
like I said-
sent Durrell, the whiskey saint, a very bizarre whiskey, not realizing he absolutely despises peat. And it was actually a smoked whiskey made by Cullowen that was finished in cask from Belgrove in Tasmania. And it was like they used an upcycled dryer on their malts and everything. And I mean, it tasted like fryer oil and like that burning garbage smell, like when you put some like burning plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to be forever apologizing for that one, Durrell. Sorry.
No, but this one's got like that peat, but then it's got this real sweet caramel type note behind.
A lot
the
of caramel.
peat.
It's like hyper sweet behind that peat.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little
Like
mint.
frosting.
I got a little mint on
No
this one,
dumpster
little
fire
herbal.
on this one for sure.
Little heat.
Yep, it's.
Do you mean
it's got-
dumpster
it's got
fire?
oomph to it.
No, I mean like you go to somebody's house and they're just burning trash. And you know those big like oil drums, those giant like metal oil drums, where you just would
Yes.
drop a bag of trash in and just burn it. I'm sorry, I grew up in a rural area. I grew up in Appalachia. So you go down to your grandparents' house and we would just somebody be burning trash. And it's that smell, that paper and plastic burning smell.
I know what smell you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
We had a bin, but we also had a circle in the middle of our backyard that my dad burnt.
Oh, we
all
all
the
the
stuff
time.
in
You go
growing up.
down, yeah, you
So,
go burn the trash.
I definitely was used to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is not that. So,
No, this is not that at
Close
all.
to that.
No, not at all. Oh, thank
This
you,
is
Chris.
in second place for me right now.
This is one of my favorites in the lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. That sweet note, like I was saying earlier, it's almost like a buttercream frosting. It's
Yeah.
really sweet.
Maybe little berries. Yeah.
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 yeah, I'm not picking up the fruit as much, but I'm getting a lot of sweet and then the peat, and it goes well together. There's not too much at either note.
It's yeah, and I feel like there's some proof on this one because it's got a nice burn.
Yes. Oh God, you saw your grandparents do that. Exactly. It was just something you went down to your grandpa's house and they were burning trash. And I don't probably show them age, but yeah. Oh, thank you,
It's
Declan.
darker too.
I appreciate it. And cheers, Zimbood. Oh, thank you, Eric. And Dave, you guys were awesome.
Of course.
Oh,
voted
thank you.
yesterday,
It's a little
Dave.
Yorkie whiskey for me. Yep. I'm brand ambassador of the year, independent brand ambassador of the year, because I do work with different brands here in Ohio. I work with a few different brands doing like whiskey tasting events for them. And then was that most inspiring female in the Irish whiskey industry, which I'm up against some big names, and frankly, I would vote for them because they're amazing people and I've met them.
That is awesome that you're so well connected with it, not being in Ireland.
I got linked up with it. Louise McGuan from JJ Corey was actually in town promoting her whiskey, and she asked me to meet her for dinner, and I met up with her, and she actually broached me about working with the brand and doing some events for them, some contract events for them. And so I said, yeah, I love your whiskey. I'd absolutely love to work with you. So I've done some events in Ohio for JJ Corey. I did the Irish whiskey tastings at the Cincinnati Celtic Festival last year, which was 8 tastings in 3 days and 90-degree heat. That was fun. And I've been talking with Two Stacks Cologne with their distributor about doing some work for them, and Morris O'Connell from Liberator. So it's fun. I enjoy it. I said, as long as I keep enjoying it, I don't mind. It is work, but it's a lot of fun. And I love, sharing these new brands with people.
Is it really work if you love what you're doing?
Yes.
If you love it, you never work a day in your life. So.
It's still worked. It's still worked.
Normally, no. When I'm having, the Cincinnati thing, that was a lot. But it was fun. It still was fun. It really was. I had a good time. For Cullen Cognac Cask, any good? There's a store pick near me. I don't know that I've had the Furcullen Cognac. I would pick it up though, especially if it's a store pick, especially if it's a little higher ABV. Furcullen tends to be a really good deal. The other thing that just came out actually Friday was that Furcullen, unfortunately, that's made by Powers Court Distillery. They've accumulated quite a bit of debt. They are now in receivership. So we don't really know what's going to happen to Furcullen. Right now, they said they're still operating as usual. If you had tours booked, you can still do your tours. Retail sales will still be honored, but you never know. They're hurting right now. And honestly, they make some very good whiskey for a really good price. So if it's a higher ABV one, it's probably, and honestly, you got some older whiskey there for usually a really good deal. I think we have a 15-year single grain here that's it's not Madeira, it's a Malaga finish. I think it's like $60. It's crazy for a 15-year whiskey.
That sounds crazy. Yes.
Do Scotch drinkers generally like Irish also? It's been my experience, yeah. Yeah, there are some differences. Irish whiskey, you are not. I think Scotch, you have to use oak barrels. Irish, you don't. It just has to be a wood barrel. So I've got some that are, acacia. I've got wild cherry wood. I've got mulberry wood. So a little more variety, a little more room for variety.
Gosh, I'm learning so much.
Yeah. We have a mulberry tree.
I have a mulberry tree in my backyard.
We wouldn't get enough wood for a barrel, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have seen the barrels. There's a video. Look, Method Madness did it. They have like these short, squatty little barrels that they had to actually kind of come up with just to make sure that they would stay together. And they've had some, trial and error. So some haven't really worked out. They've done Japanese cedar wood. They've done Mizunara. They did some other kind of Japanese wood. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the wild cherry wood, yeah. That was freaking so good. I really missed that bottle. If you ever come across one of those, buy it. I describe that one as like walking through an orchard in the fall. Like you get that grassy notes. It was like fresh apples. That was so good. I missed that bottle. That was one of my favorites. But anyway, we're on to number 5. And then you find out what you're drinking. So number 5 also is a little bit darker.
Yeah.
It is a little bit darker. It is extremely sweet. It's like butterscotch.
It is butterscotch on the nose, yeah.
So much butterscotch.
Wow.
Hey, cheers, Donald Rance. How are ya? How are ya?
It's
Has JJ
like
Corey stopped making?
such a
I think you mean JJ Corey. No, they have not stopped making whiskey. They're still producing whiskey.
nose.
We're still blending whiskey. She is. She's had a couple U.S. releases. They did one for the Snug in Indianapolis. They've got I know Flintlocks up in Michigan. They've got 6 releases here in Ohio. A lot of butterscotch, a lot of vanilla.
The flavor actually surprised me because it's so sweet on the nose. I was
Not as sweet on the palate.
I was expecting that on the palate,
Yep.
but there's a lot more like deeper notes, more like a
Yeah.
there's some char
There's
to
some,
it.
there's some
Oh, thank you,
complex,
taste and
like,
sensibility.
layers on this.
A little
Yes,
more
that-
spice on the palate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's surprising because it is so sweet on the nose that I was expecting just to be like bombarded by this crazy sweetness, and it's not that.
Boy.
No, a little more spice. I think on the nose, you don't get it. On the palate, there's a little bit of smoke,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
just a little.
Yeah, it's crazy to not get any of it on the palate or on the nose, though.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm
Oh, thank
trying
you,
to go back
Ricky.
and find it. I just spotted
Yes.
myself.
If you guys are not subscribed to Baker Drinks, do your favor, make sure you sub. It is the best time on a Saturday night. We were also worried when Hot Buttery Rolls stepped away and they left Saturday night wide open. And these guys were kind enough to take it over and have really filled that void. They've made it fun again.
Well, appreciate that. We
Thank
sure
you.
have a heck of a time doing it.
Yeah, we enjoy Saturday nights. That's the best part of having the channel is the live streams, I think.
I enjoy the live streams. I have a good time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you guys are less than 200 subs from 5K. That's awesome.
It's been a good year. It's been a good year for us.
Yeah, we've had a couple short videos that kind of went viral. It's insane. Like we have one that had over 2 million views, and then we got one that's going right now that's probably going to be 1 million views today.
Wow.
And
The
those
shorts
two-
or the
Shorts.
video?
tho-
Shorts, yeah.
Those
Yeah.
2 short videos, about 10 seconds of content each, are half of our subscribers.
And see, I never
Really
really do any shorts, so maybe I need to get more into shorts. Let's do that.
They're
It's-
fun to make too. So
Yeah, we just have fun with it, and some of them are silly. Some of them we try to do like a little hunt short video
Mhm.
once a week. We try to do a short review once a week, and then the rest are just silly stuff that we do. And it's crazy what people like and watch out there.
That's awesome. Congratulations, you guys.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
That's really great. Donald just finished the Method Madness. Oh, you had the Japanese cedar. Yeah, I heard that. I heard the Japanese cedar's weird.
weird.
Weird and
Um,
resinous.
Do not recommend.
Donald, remind me, what was the other Japanese finish they did at the same time? Was it chestnut? There were 3. The one was the 33-year-old Mizunara, but what was the other Japanese one? Donald will know. All right, so I'm going to have you guys rank these. What was your least? Rank them from 1 through 5. Let's see if any
I'm
of
gonna
yours
have to
are the
go
same.
back through them to figure out for
Okay.
sure which
That's
ones
what
I like.
That's what I just settled first and second. Now I got to. I think I got my.
And I'm
head
just going to
down.
sit here and drink.
There you go.
It is crazy the range of flavors.
Your glasses.
I
are
tried to give you
so
some really
bright.
different flavors. None of them are finished in the same thing. They're all different.
I love that because we haven't had a ton of Irish whiskey, and I feel like there's a lot of times a lot of similarities between them, which is probably why we haven't tried to find more. But these are so different from each other
Yeah.
that we need to obviously get some more Irish
It's
whiskey.
it's not your classic like butter cookie copper penny.
That's why
Irish
that's
whiskey.
kind of how I ended up with the channel, because people, Well, kind of when they say, well, Irish whiskey is just, 80 proof. It's all the same. And I like hold my beer. It's wildly different. It's just, it's not, it's just starting after COVID to get more US exposure. Unfortunately now, people, I think, and I don't think it's just Irish, I think whiskey in general, people are kind of dialing back a little bit. And so you're not going to see, I'm worried you're not going to see as much over here, but hopefully that won't be the case. Hopefully we'll still have some great Irish whiskey out here.
I feel like we're going to have to go buy some more Irish whiskey.
I am happy to help you find some places to buy Irish whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some decent Irish whiskeys. We sent you some stuff that you hadn't had before last time.
Yes, the through. Yeah.
And then we show up to the live
That was
stream
good.
and you knew more about it than we did.
Hey, that's okay. We just bought the whiskey. We didn't have to know anything about it.
You guys did good. Oh, it was Japanese chestnut. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I watch Irish Whiskey Review, Declan. I love them. I chime in once. They're out of Ireland. It's another group of gentlemen out of Ireland. The cedar cask is like drinking fruity pine sol. Oh,
Decide, Troy.
I mean,
You
that's
gotta
not
drink
something
all.
I want to drink. Hey, Kelsey, cheers to you. How you doing?
Struggling here.
So, Kelsey, you realize that you are the last of the Hello Again Whiskey Friends trio to appear on my channel. So I'm gonna have to nail you down in the future because Jarrell is my guest next week. So I'm gonna have to figure out a date for you to come on, and I'll have to send you some Irish whiskey.
I need the notebook because she's going to tell us what they are, and I need to know. Okay, so we came up with our orders, and our orders are very different from each other.
Shocker.
But we have the same first, and we have the same last.
Okay, so what's your last?
We don't have the same first.
Is this not your first?
This is my first.
Oh.
Last is one.
Number one's our last.
Okay, so that was actually the lowest proof. So what you are drinking is 100 proof. This is from Two Stacks. This is Two Stacks Fruit Drops. This is a blackberry brandy finish.
Okay.
So when I kept saying, do you get any fruit notes? That's why I get a
now
berry.
Now that you say that, I can smell it.
You get the berry on that. Yeah.
It's like sweet tart candy almost on the nose.
Just the palate.
I get berries and cream on the palate a bit.
But it's got that.
But I do, now that you say that, I am finally getting it. Maybe it just needed a long time in the glass.
You just needed that subliminal.
Well, she kept saying berry. She kept saying berry.
I was trying to throw some stuff out there to kind of lead you guys. Hey, sugar
but
kitty.
I couldn't get it when she was saying it before.
Yeah, that one just had that weird funky note.
So this is the regular Two Stacks blend, which is their 4.5-year blend. That is, they put it on the side. Thank you guys. 40% of a single grain, 40% that's been in virgin oak, 40% of grain that's been in bourbon casks, 8% pot still in Oloroso sherry butts, 10% of a double distilled malt in bourbon cask, 2% of peated malt aged in bourbon cask. And I think that briny kind of salty note is probably coming off the youth and the peat.
Okay.
So that is the regular dram in a can that you would normally get. And it's been finished in blackberry brandy casks. Two Stacks is really great at brandy cask finishes.
It's weird that the first time we went through, like on the nose, it was very campfire type note, and now I'm not getting that. So maybe it just needed.
It might just need time to open up
in the glass. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're in Ireland, you can get these in a can, along with the apple brandy and apricot brandy cask finish.
Dang.
That is awesome. I want a whole bunch of cans.
It's just.
I know you could have.
to me.
You could literally. I think they have like 20 plus cans now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, cheers, Michael Bortner.
It's crazy to me how much flavor you pick up after somebody says what something is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of lead you. I'm like, well, I get berries. You're like,
I
well,
know
really?
you were, but I was like, I still can't get it, even though
I full on.
now I get it.
Got like campfire on the beach. I got the salty ocean spray, the campfire, and that's still there. But now there's that sweet tart berry note in there.
I tell you what, I kind of get on this one on the palate. Those blackberry yogurt covered pretzels.
Okay.
because you kind of get blackberry and cream, and you get that salty.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And you can get it in a can.
We are going to Germany in a year.
Oh, I love
So-
Germany. It was,
So maybe
I loved it there.
maybe they'll have some of this stuff in Germany.
They do.
We'll
They
find
do.
out.
There are some Irish whiskeys, and actually, there are Irish whiskey German releases.
Oh,
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
I
we'll
love
have to go
Germany.
shopping
went
while we're
in
there.
2018.
Fill our
We absolutely loved it.
suitcase.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Munich Oktoberfest.
We went to Munich, but we went in June. We weren't there for Oktoberfest, but we went to the Marienplatz and had our stein of beer.
If I remember right,
You're gonna love it.
Kitty was gonna be there about roughly the same time as us. Maybe not the
No,
same days,
no,
but
it's,
like within a week or two of each
The
other. Right?
one from Australia. What's the
Ken?
channel from Australia? Yes,
Is it-
Ken.
Touch on under.
They're
Scotch
going.
Down
They're going to be there the week before us.
Okay.
So they're
Oh,
almost
that'd
the
be so
same time.
awesome to see Ken.
Almost the same time.
All right. So what was your? So that was fifth. What was your fourth?
Fifth.
So we have very different order. We'll do Troy's order. We'll just do Troy's, and then
so-
we'll go through mine.
My fourth was number 2,
Okay.
and
That was
not,
my number 2. Actually, it was one of my
and-
favorites.
And just let me say right up front, I did not dislike any of these. 2, just for me, I feel like it lacked a little complexity that that the rest of them had. It tasted really good. In the bourbon world, this is one that I would say was crushable.
Yeah. It's.
Maybe that's why I like it so much. It's my number 2.
Yes. Whiskey Jason in Ireland. Yes. Taste and sensibility. I love Whiskey Jason. I talk to him. I occasionally, not really frequently, but I've talked to Whiskey Jason a couple times. He's a whiskey drinker he's an American, but he's based in Germany, and I think he's American. And he covers a lot of Irish whiskey releases. But all right, number 2 is the J.J. Corey 7-year Christmas blend.
Okay.
So this is a 7-year whiskey. This was finished in Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso casks. This is a blend of malt, single malt, and single grain Irish whiskey, natural color. And this is from J.J. Corey. J.J. Corey is a whiskey bonder, so they did not distill this. I believe this was from Great Northern. Almost positive it's Great Northern. Yeah, it's Great Northern.
It
And
reminds
this
me
was
of
done
this-
for Irish Malts, which is an online Irish whiskey retailer in Ireland.
What's the proof on it?
This one is 54% ABV,
108.
so 108.
So this one kind of reminds me of those suckers, the green apple suckers with the caramel on it. That's what it reminds me of, and I
Okay.
like it a lot.
Yeah, this was the one. I think we both said this was kind of like a fruit cocktail nectar.
Yeah.
I get kind of Christmas cake, the Christmas blend. I think it's a good name. I do get kind of like almost like a fruit cake, but if you poured you were talking about the cocktail syrup, fruit cocktail syrup, like the cocktail syrup over it.
Yeah,
I like it a
it's
lot.
very good.
Yeah.
Like I said, crushable.
Yeah, that one's really good with cigars too because it's and that one I give to Scotch drinkers because of the heavy sherry because it's finished in a couple different kinds of sherry casks.
Yeah, and we typically like the PX sherry finishes on most things.
Yeah.
Yep, which makes sense why it's my number 2.
All right, next on the list,
Number 4 was in third place for me.
number 4. Where was it for you, Laura?
It was also number 3.
Okay, so this one is Cologne Barentool. This is called Sagaland, which they just released their part 2 today.
Okay.
This is a lightly peated, mixed. They call it mixed mash bill because it would historically be a single pot still. Does not qualify as single pot still under the current regulations. This is 5 years old. This one was finished in a rye cask and is lightly peated.
Okay.
This one is mostly a rye mash bill. Pretty sure it's firstly rye. Where's the mash bill card? They give me all the information. Yes. So this one is they measure by the sack at Killoan. They don't. It's crazy. So this is 11 3/4 sacks of malted rye and 2 3/4 sacks of malted peated barley. This one, the original release of this was done for the Capuchin charity, and they called it the Paddle Breaker because they had intended on it to be an all 100% rye release. Well, they kept trying to stir that rye mash and they used actual like canoe paddles, and they kept breaking them. So after the third one, they threw in some peated malted barley to break it up a bit to make it so they could actually stir it. So the cool thing about this one, so this one was matured in a Pinot Noir cask and in a ex-Kentucky rye whiskey cask. The cool thing about this too, this was Sagaland is a release that is based on Irish mythology and a story. So they come with these little insert cards that's called a Song of Friend. And they have local artists draw the artwork.
That is so cool.
So you can follow with your whiskey, follow the story.
Wow.
So that is this, and you could order like a leather book if you wanted to keep these separately. And part 2 released today for the local enthusiast group, and we'll be releasing publicly on the 7th for part 2 of this whiskey series. Part 2 is finished. It is also lightly peated and finished in, I can't remember. It's like a Rothschild. It's a really expensive wine cask. But they're all, I love Killoan. Killoan does some really amazing stuff. They're using these old like Portuguese handmade copper pot stills. They're using double distillation, which you typically see in Scotland. So you get a lot of flavor out of their whiskey. So this one is a mixed mash bill because it is rye. All the rye, it doesn't qualify as any kind of category in Irish whiskey. So
yeah,
that's where I'm like,
I get a little
minty
rye. I still can't like pick up the rye part of it.
I get those herbal
maybe that's
kind
why
of
it's
minty.
spicy. Yeah.
The spice, yeah, you're getting some rye and the spice. The dryness you were talking about is probably from the Pinot Noir cask.
What's the proof on that one?
Oh, the proof is, and you were right, this is a little proofy, 59.65.
Okay.
So Killoan, everything is released at natural cask strength, at natural color. So that is the natural color of the whiskey.
Yeah, it's I think the darkest of all of them.
Yeah, so I was nitpicking between 3, 4, and 5 for my order. On a different day, it could have been 1 or 2. Just today it was 3, but very, very good.
I appreciate Killoan and the fact that, I mean, if you didn't know, a 5-year-old whiskey, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of flavor going on
There's
with
a
that.
lot
5 years
old
in
in that.
5 years
And
old.
that's some of their older whiskey. They've not been distilling for very long on their own. Now they have some core releases that are sourced. That like all the Irish whiskey distilleries do to kind of keep the money coming in. But this is their core releases, which are the Baron Tool bottles, are all 3, 4, 5 years.
Wow.
And their kind of approach is that historically Irish whiskey didn't sit in a cask for 20 years. You made it good enough with good ingredients and good processes that it could be released at 5 years old. So.
Well, I mean, obviously they are correct in that
Yeah.
because this is delicious.
Yeah.
So all of those are Baron Tools. Those are all Killoan.
Wow.
It goes off there. Yeah.
Obviously you like them. Okay. Yeah.
Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit.
We'll
Yeah.
have to look for
So
that one.
there is one U.S. Killoan release in Kentucky at Party Source. You can get. They did a white cognac finish. So they used a Hennessy white cognac cask and did a single pot, still 3 years old, and finished it in that cask. So that was a US release that you can get still. I think Folsom Wine and Spirits still does have it.
Okay.
So.
She just wrote that down. So
I wrote down that you have.
They did a coconut rum and raisin of their sourced release too for US. So that one was yummy too.
Raisin. That sounds
Coconut rum and
fantastic.
raisin.
I think that would be really good.
Okay, what do we got next?
So in second place was sample number 3.
Okay, so this one was a malt and ruby port finish. So you were correct. You kept saying grapes. So that grapes, raisins, figs. So this is the Liberator Irish whiskey.
Liberator. Okay.
So this is from Wayward Irish Spirits, Sir Maurice O'Connell. He is an Irish lord. He is a descendant of Daniel O'Connell, the first Irishman to British Parliament. Wonderful gentleman. I talk to Maurice all the time. I absolutely love that man. My husband literally told him he could adopt me. And this is a malt and ruby port finish. This was done for the Stories and Sips Irish Whiskey Club. This is 59.1% ABV. So Maurice, through his wife, has some very good connections to Portugal and is able to get port casks very fresh. And he typically will have his whiskey in there, and he does amazing work with port finishes. He's honestly, this is all his whiskey down here. And almost all those are port finishes. Yeah, so he does some really good work with port, natural color. And this is one of the bottles that he has at cask strength.
I love this one.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that one.
I went back and forth between 3 and 5 for my first place. And
3 was my first place. So
Yeah.
that was my favorite.
Again,
of flight.
on
I
a
really
different
enjoy that
day,
one.
it could have went a different way.
Oh yeah, there are 5 different whiskeys. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, silly Yorkie whiskey for me. Thank you. I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the people involved with it. I love it. So all the brands that you were trying, I do know. I have talked to them. They actually, all 3 of the makers have been guests on my live stream, which I didn't think about when I sent you the flight. I just wanted to send you some little whiskey makers and some new stuff was my intention on sending you this flight. But Maurice, I absolutely, I love his whiskey. I use his whiskey a lot. His core release, which is available it's in Ohio. I don't know if he's got it out anywhere else yet. And this is their Tawny Port.
Okay.
Look at that pinkish color.
Yeah.
Natural color, 46%. I use this at Christmas time and on St. Patrick's Day for bread pudding. So he gave me the idea of soaking the raisins in this for 24 hours before putting it in the bread pudding.
That sounds
That's really freaking good.
Now I
Really
want some
good.
bread pudding, Troy. Can you please get me some
Yeah.
bread pudding?
I'll send you my recipe. It's really good. Yeah. You can use other whiskey. You could use a port finished bourbon if you're not able to get that. So. Or a port finished scotch.
I think this one is by far my favorite of the flight. I really enjoy that tart note, I guess.
And that's from the ruby port cask, yeah. The sweetness is also from that ruby port cask. But port, I typically get, that figgy raisin note is kind of indicative of a port cask finish.
All right. So number 5 was my first.
Does the Liberator have any connection to the war? No, they call it's called the Liberator because that's actually a nickname that they gave to Daniel O'Connell. They called him the Liberator. He was always one to try to find a common ground and trying to collaborate together and compromise. But they also kind of would poke fun of him and call him that wayward Irish. Oh, that's that wayward Irishman. And that's how Wayward Irish Spirits, they named the whole brand after him.
Gotcha.
So they really lean into the history. And like I said, they have an estate in Killarney where you can visit. You can buy a lot of the Liberator brands over in Ireland. So far, I think Ohio is the only state that they're available in. And that's by no actual design of their own. It was that big push that Ohio did. Morris email. I remember Morris emailed me. He's like, "Hey, I guess we're selling in Ohio." They just put in a big order. He had no idea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, all right, number 5. So this is actually the very newest of the releases I sent you. So this is a funny the brand that was number 1 and the least favorite is both Two Stacks.
Okay.
This is called Pillars of Creation 2025. Now, this is a really cool release that Two Stacks has done the last 2 years, and it really showcases Ireland's small distilleries. Natural color, which gorgeous color on this.
Very
Yeah.
dark.
So
Dark
what they do
pepper.
is they get casks from Ireland's smaller distilleries and they do a blend together. So this one is made up of whiskey, a single malt from Dingle Distillery. That is a first fill bourbon cask. This has some single pot still from Ecklandville Distillery, who produces Dunvilles. This is that's a first fill bourbon cask. It has some single pot still from Boan Distillery, who produces the Whistler line. That is a first fill Oloroso. And it's got some whiskey from Mickle Distillery. That is a non-GI peated pot still. Non-GI means it has more than the 5% additional grain that can legally be called a single pot still whiskey. And that is a first fill Porto cask. So it's got a little port in there. This is 57% ABV. And the little bit of smoke that you were getting is from the Mickle. Mickle is, they're known for their peated, a little bit of peated whiskey. They're also known for their poitín. So they like to say they are a 7th generation poitín maker, and they're the only first generation to do it legally. And they're over in Galway. So this also came in a can.
That is
Wow.
so cool that they put all their stuff in a can.
Put all of it in a can. So this is a
I'm
really cool
so
release.
curious.
I'm enjoying this one. They did another one. This is last year's. That was the very first one they did. This had some Dingle, Culloden, and Ecklandville. So they do it every year, and I love that it kind of showcases the smaller distilleries in Ireland and some of that other distillate that you're getting. So
Yeah,
all
my
different finishes
order
on
was
them.
a bit different than Troy, so I'm just gonna go through mine. My
Yeah.
first one was number 3, which was the Liberator, and then I went to number 2, the JJ Quarry, and then number 4, the Killowen, then number 5, the Two Stacks you just went over, and then
Mhm.
number 1, the Two Stacks as well.
Yeah, so you like those port sherry finishes, and
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all 3
Troy and I
peated
have
are at the
very
lower end of
different
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch us at all, you know that Laura and I have very different palates.
Which is perfectly fine. No one needs to taste the same
That's
thing
right.
or like the same thing.
That Culloden, I
These
have
are
not had that out in a
fantastic.
while.
Yeah, there was not. I mean, there's a winner and a loser here, but there was not a bad pour in the bunch.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed them. So 5 very different Irish whiskeys, higher ABV, all different finishes.
Crazy different.
Yeah. I legit didn't know there was this much range in Irish whiskey. So
There's a
that's
lot.
exciting. Maybe we need to plan a trip to Ireland so we
Yeah.
can try all kinds of things.
Okay.
Okay. So that'll be after
Yeah.
Germany.
There's a lot of variety. The peated aspect, I mean, that even introduces more, because a lot of people associate peat with Scotch, but Ireland, I think if you count like the Two Stacks, it just has 2% peated malt. I think that there are over 80 labels, 80 different bottles that have peated elements to them
Wow.
in Ireland. Yeah, there's a lot of peated Irish out there now.
I think the only peated Irish I've had prior to today was Powers. Is Powers do a peated Irish?
No, nope.
I don't know what peated you Irish
Dark
you had.
Silky does. The Silky brand does.
I think we got it from Gandy Road.
I don't know. I don't ask. You're
I don't know
looking
if
at me
Gandy's
like I
still
know,
in
and I
chat.
have
Gandy,
no
would you
idea
send them?
what we had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we have had a peated Irish. I just can't remember what it was.
Ben Demon Hunter.
What's the
So
Culloden?
the Sagaland from Culloden does have 3 sacks of peated malt, so it is lightly peated. The 2 stacks Pillars of Creation is made with some Mickle, which is a peated single pot still. So they're all lightly peated. They're not really peated. And
I
then
think Killowen. is
the
the
2
one that I
stacks
had.
Blackberry Fruit Drop, that one's their core bottle, so that's got a little bit, just a 2% hit of peat in it. Oh, they sent you
the
they sent you
longer
the
it
2 stacks.
sits. Yeah, the longer it sits, the more it smells like sweet tart candy.
The berry one.
The berry.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Now
I still
that
just get those
it's
yogurt
sat
pretzels.
this whole time, this hour, it is. I am not getting so much of the campfire type notes I was getting at the beginning, and it's all like berries and cream.
I am getting a little more of that tartness, but
Yeah.
so he sent you the regular 2 stacks cast strength.
okay.
I'm glad he remembers.
How different is peated Irish whiskey from peated Scotch? The only real difference, because I mean, even Irish, they source a lot of times they source the peat from Scotland. A lot of times the difference is just again those casks that we can use different casks and different finishes that Scotland can't. Because Scotland is I'm 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Scotland has to be an oak cask, where Irish doesn't have to be oak. You can throw it in a French chestnut cask that's had peated something in it. I've got one from Short Cross that's finished in it's peated, and it is finished in an orange a cask that had orange liqueur and then cognac. So it's pretty wide open as far as Ireland and finishes. I think that's really the only real difference. New tea idea, better mickle than dickle. Oh my god, I gotta screenshot that. I am totally gonna do that. I am
love
totally gonna do that.
Yes, I think you should.
Sugar Kitty, that might be my next Christmas shirt idea. That's a great idea. Okay, Scotch does have to be aged in oak. Okay, so Ireland is not like that. You can put Irish in acacia, you can put it in French chestnut, you can put it in anything.
Except, a lot of it is in oak, so it's still
A lot of it
similar.
is. A lot of it is. But even a lot of people think it has to be aged in an ex-bourbon cask. It actually doesn't. I've got a couple that are aged entirely in an ex, like Oloroso sherry cask, like the entire maturation, 13, 18 years. So Irish whiskey is sounding better and better. The silly Yorkie for me, my email is in the description. Shoot me an email. We're going to get you on your way. It's a licensing fee for every shirt. I'll put credit Sugar Kitty at the bottom, everyone.
There you go.
Thank you, Richie. Yeah, so if you do want to join my Patreon, I do give out samples every month because I love sharing this whiskey with people. So I always spin the wheel and somebody has a chance to win samples every month. Now, for July, which I'll probably do the week after my next stream, I'm actually doing a special giveaway for Patreon. You will win a sample package from the Dublin Irish Festival. My husband and I are co-chairs of the Dublin Irish Festival. It's the second largest Irish festival in the U.S. It is in Dublin, Ohio. That's the shirt from last year. Yeah. It's 37 acres, 5 stages. We work the festival all weekend long. So I'm doing it early so I can get everybody's t-shirt size. So you'll get a t-shirt. You'll get either like a shot glass or a rocks glass, whatever they have available there. And I'm going to throw in a sample. It's going to be dealer's choice. I'm either going to do a sample of whichever you want. If you want the new Clonakilty Great Lakes Ohio collab, I'll throw in a sample of that. Or if you want a sample of the new Redbreast 15 cast strength, I'll put a sample of that in there. So that's going to be my Patreon giveaway for July. That's going to be coming up in 2 weeks. Next week, I have Darrell the Whiskey Saint. He's got his flight. I sent him a special flight. So we'll see what he thinks. No Pete, Darrell. I won't do that to you twice. I didn't know, first of all, the first time. And I sent him probably the worst peated whiskey on the planet. I mean, I love Cologne. Brendan, love you. But I didn't like that one. I got 2 of them. So the other one, Dan he had a special Krampus Christmas special, Dan and Egg Roll. And everybody who volunteered, we picked the worst whiskey that we owned. It had to be something you already owned. And we wrapped it up and we sent it to the other person. We drew names. And I think there were 4 or 6 of us. And I picked one of those Belgrade, and it happened that Dan drew mine. So I sent it to him, and it won the whole night. It was the worst one of the night. So what do you guys have coming up on your channel?
I don't know. We don't plan things very well. We have live streams on Saturdays.
Yep. Next Saturday is a blind battle. We're going to just pull samples blindly out of the box that patrons send us, and we're going to
That's a great idea.
Drink them blind and try to guess what they are. There'll be a punishment pour for the loser.
Can't wait to give you something you don't like.
I still have to do the punishment from the last time I lost.
To start
We were supposed to start yesterday's stream with that punishment and forgot about it. So we owe you a punishment pour, everybody.
Yeah, and otherwise we're pretty much taking a pause from videos for the summertime.
Yeah,
we got like random videos coming out, but mostly we're just taking a pause, doing some short videos and having fun for the summer, relaxing, and live streams. That's what we're doing. Saturdays.
Saturday nights. That's
6 p.m. Pacific. 6 p.m. Pacific.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Yes. Crazy.
And Taste and Sensibility says proper 12 could be a punishment pour.
It probably could.
Yeah.
Although the proper 12 apple, as you said, was not terrible.
That wasn't. And that's badness. And there actually is a proper 12-13 that's out. I will not be buying that. If somebody buys that and wants to send me a sample, I'll review it. But I'm not buying that.
I feel like they missed the boat. There should have been a proper 12-12.
Yeah, I revisited it and it's every bit as bad as I remembered. But yeah.
But honestly, the apple I feel like is the best.
Not bad.
Apple flavored whiskey that we've had.
It's better than the Crown apple.
It's better than Crown. It's better than the Jack Daniels.
It's
we've
different.
Had plenty of apple stuff, and that one's better.
I think it's more like a green apple, like Jolly Rancher is what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, the only other thing I have coming up, which I'm still talking with her, a friend of mine is a distiller at a Connecticut whiskey distillery. So coming up here in the next month or two, she sent me some samples of her Connecticut whiskey. And so they also do apple brandy. She's going to send that to me. So she's agreed to be a guest. So we will have a distiller from this Connecticut distillery. I'll let you guys know when I get all that hammered out. And now apparently Kelsey, it's in here. He agreed. So he's going to be a guest on here. I'm going to send him some whiskey as well.
Yeah, lots of witnesses. He did agree.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I've wanted to do this for so long. This was so much fun.
Thanks for inviting us. This was a great time. I enjoyed it.
I've been so impressed with this flight. This was phenomenal.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Now I gotta
We'll have
look
to
at
do
the
it again.
notes so I can buy some.
Yeah, we got to get you on our show
I would
at some point.
I would love to.
Yeah, we will hammer that out and figure out when to get you on with us.
Definitely. All right, guys. It is after 7. Make sure you go pop in. Tell Kilko I sent you. 8 o'clock is Cast 529. Love those guys. They're going to be on my channel at some point too. They're all also in Ohio. And then Stuff and Whiskey is also on at 8. Livewire's on at 9. We will see you guys next week for my blind flight with Jarrell. Slaunch, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday.